And welcome to another RSR. Tonight I'm reviewing Sporting KC, Sporting Kansas City 2, St. Louis City SC 1 in the MLS Cup Playoffs 2023 West Round 1 Game 2. Kansas City wins the series 2-0. St. Louis gets swept as the first seed in the West in their first season. They get swept. They get pushed off, pushed aside, and told, no, you ain't, St. Louis. No, you ain't. And I mean, the last 10 weeks, they haven't been playing well for the past 2 months. They've definitely been mid. But I thought St. Louis would, once they got going, they would get going. But they never did get going. Goals are scored as follows. In the 45 plus 1 minute. The first half, 45 plus 1 minute. Logan Ndenby scores. Ball played into him by Alan Pulido. And St. Louis defenders are just encircling him. Nobody's marking Ndenby. He takes the shot into the far post. Berkey can't make a save on it. It's 1-0 Kansas City. Beautiful shot by Logan Ndenby. Beautiful shot. 2 goals against STL in the playoff. Yep. Scored 2 goals in the playoffs. And Ndenby. Pretty good damn player. He is. Good left back. Halftime, it's 1-0. Then, 73rd minute, Daniel Shallowy. Ball crossed into the center of the box. Nutmegged. Defender gets nutmegged. Shallowy makes the run. Pops it in. And Berkey gets a hand to it. Roman Berkey gets a hand to it. Shallowy scores. And he shuts the door. At least we think he does. Then Celio Pompeu in the 85th minute with a thunderclap of a strike outside of the box. Top bins. Puts it past Tim Melia to make it 2-1. And St. Louis has life. They have 5 more regular minutes. They get 14 minutes of stoppage time, and it isn't enough to get a second goal. The match ends 2-1. Kansas City shuts them down, sweeps the series, and moves on to the conference semis. Whether we'll face Houston or RSL, we will find out either tomorrow or next Saturday. If we find out tomorrow, I'll be doing a Mississippi State game next Saturday against TAMU. And if not, I'll be doing the last 3 games of state season. If we don't find out tomorrow who Kansas City will be playing, I'll be doing Houston RSL next Saturday. So there you go. There you go. Just so you know, I will still be on here next Saturday no matter what. Because both the other games on Saturday of next week are gone because both those were sweeps. Tomorrow, if we have a sweep, we know what Saturday will be, but I'll still be on here for either State or Houston. But Houston RSL or State TAMU. So it does something to do with Texas. There you go. And then, of course, we'll find out when LAFC Vancouver play, if we have anything on Thursday, because who knows, this could be a sweep too. With that being said, full-time stats. Full-time stats are 8 shots to 15, 4 shots on goal to 2, 49% possession to 51% possession, 362 passes to 367, 72% pass accuracy to 68. 14 fouls, 14, 1 offside to 2, 4 yellow cards to 3, 0 red cards to 0, 5 corners to 7. I'm sorry for that segue before the stats, but here we are. Kansas City legitimately wanted this more. St. Louis did not play that well for most of this match. They played questionably at best. They only woke up late. They allowed the goal from Ndenby. They didn't look too great in the first half. They had a couple of chances, but Kansas City just wanted this more. Kansas City were the better side tonight, let alone game 1. They were just better in this round. Kansas City have more experience than St. Louis, and St. Louis have been very questionable over the past 2 months. Ever since they played Kansas City and St. Louis. When they lost to Kansas City and St. Louis. or in Kansas City, I should say. They beat them 4-1 in St. Louis. But the last time they played in Kansas City, before this, they lost. My bad. They did lose in Kansas City then. But there you go. They've lost 3-4 out of Kansas City, or against Kansas City. They just have not been as good the past 2 months. Their form has not been as good ever since they basically clinched the West. They only had 2 wins in 8, which is now 2 wins in 10. Of course, they had 2 wins in 8 in their home stretch. That's not good enough. That is not good enough. Not by any stretch of the imagination. And that's probably why St. Louis they were cooling down. I gotta say, they definitely started hot and cooled down. They were consistent up until they weren't consistent. But the overall consistency and them finishing first made you think, you know what? They'll show off in the playoffs. Maybe they're just really waiting for the playoff. No, they weren't. What they did is they were basically saying, yeah, we're running out of gas. They emptied their gas tank way too early. And that's exactly what happened. And they aren't good under pressure anyway, because if you look at Leagues Cup, they were horrible in Leagues Cup, especially against America. Yeah, they rotated against Columbus, but they weren't good in that game either. And for some reason, they thought rotating against America or Columbus was the right idea and playing their main team against America. I get you kind of have to rotate, but you're probably not beating America. I don't care if you're top of the West. So I think that was a little bit bad call. Then, of course, in Open Cup, they didn't play well. Any knockout games, they just don't play well under pressure. I think St. Louis is not good under pressure. Really. And they never really felt it in the regular season. But in the moment, you could see there were moments they weren't good under pressure. But when it comes down to moments, that's not their time. It's not good enough. See, when it comes down to moments, that's not when they succeed. When they succeed is when it comes to a overall amount of time, like a aggregate or something that grows. In moments, they're not really that great, especially at times. So you know what? This isn't that surprising. It hurts to see, but it's not that surprising that St. Louis would falter. It's not surprising. It hurts. But Kansas City pushed all the right buttons. Kansas City were on fire. They wanted to win. They believed that wild card, they've been hot. They scored more points since May 1st on the standings than St. Louis did. That shows you. So, of course, Kansas City came in hotter. And they have a lot more experience. Kansas City were absolutely amazing. And then Rosero at the back, it sucks to see him hurt. Because Rosero over the 2 games was absolutely amazing. Rosero was the reason Kansas City won this tie. That man was a wall. A wall. Not a truck. A wall. The man was a wall in front of goal. And Tim Melia is hard to beat. Even though he's shown his age, he's still hard to beat. He's carrying this team as well. But Rosero, this man, I hope he's not hurt. I hope he's able to recover getting into the playoff. The international break, getting to the next round. Because Rosero, if he's healthy, Kansas City could make some noise even more. They could. They could. And Kansas City looked absolutely amazing in these 2 games. They deserve to play the way they played. I mean, what can you say? What can you say? Man of the match is Rosero for me. The man was a wall. The man was a rock, and it hurts to see him get hurt. But man, he stood in front of everything, and he made sure that Kansas City didn't give anything up. That man is an amazing defender. He just is him. People thought they'd never upgrade on Beasler. Bullshit, they did. Beasler was never that good. as Rosero is, or at least clutch. Beasler is a good player, don't get me wrong. I know he's retired, I'm just saying. Beasler was a great player. Deserved captain. Let me tell you something, Rosero's way better than he ever was. Beasler couldn't even frickin' tie Rosero's boots. That's how good Rosero is. That man might be the best defender in the league. If people start, paying attention, is all I'm saying. Kansas City got a good one. They got a very good replacement to Beasler. So, there you go. Bigger rock than frickin' Plymouth. There we go. With that being said, there you go. If you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribed. Send super chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put us in play. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I shall see you tomorrow for a live watch along and review of Houston RSL versus Houston. That's all we got tomorrow. 8 o'clock. 7, 8 o'clock. Either way, it's later. Some Monday Night Football. And if Houston ends up winning, we'll be doing Mississippi State on Saturday. If not, we got some football on Saturday to do. MLS football. So I could still watch both, but just watch State. But with that being said, as we went there, with that being said, I'll see you tomorrow. Commiserations, St. Louis. Congratulations, Kansas City. A well-deserved win. We'll see you in the next round. And my bracket's busted. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace. See you later.